And David Moyes, he's pretty much dealing from a full deck. One or two awkward decisions. Steve Watson brought back in place of Thomas Gravesen, but Watson has scored 4 goals in his last 5 games. The same goes for USA striker Brian McBride, and Thomas Radzinski is averaging a goal every other Premiership game since Christmas. So no wonder Wayne Rooney still can't break back in after suspension. And it is a very good Everton bench when you look at Gravesen and Rooney, along with Kevin Campbell and the Nigerian World Cup defender Joseph Yobo. Gordon Strachan still without Bridge, Delap and Pahars. His 2 transfer window recruits, Danny Higginbotham from Derby County, ex-Manchester United of course, and David Prutton from Forest. They start together for the first time. Fabrice Fernandez, a substitute against Norwich last Saturday, is back, but Joe Tessam, who came on to score in that 5th round cup tie, he stays on the bench. Brett Ormrod keeps his place alongside the latest England number 9, James Beattie. Everton haven't played for a fortnight, highlighting the imbalance in the workload between those who qualify for Europe and the majority in the Premiership who don't. This is their 32nd game of this campaign. If you're with us tomorrow afternoon, you'll see Liverpool play their 46th.
Sometimes wonder if it's a good or a bad thing, Mark. Sometimes you've got a couple of niggles in the squad, yeah, have a couple of weeks off, it's great, get everyone fit, ready to go. But I think if you're a team that's been playing well, the last thing you want is a 2-week break in your season.
Fernandez.
The one thing you get with Ormrod, Mark, is a willing winner, there's no doubt about that. Fernandez, as he does, tucked inside on his left foot, he had a look up. Ormrod was quite willing to put the run down in behind the fullback. Massive part of his game, his movement like that.
And the birthday boy still looking for his first ever Southampton goal. Pass Lumberton by the near post. Ormrod coming in behind him, who was more threatening to Everton then. Lee Tier, they can counter-attack the home side here with Steve Watson. Radzinski. David Ellery has blown against David Prutton.
Well, this is an interesting one for a referee, Martin. I didn't think there was an awful lot in that, I have to say. I think Radzinski went looking for this. It looks like yellow. I'll tell you what, if he's the last man, which he obviously was, then surely he's denying Radzinski a goal-scoring opportunity. He's 20 yards from goal. There's a little contact, but whether it's just the ball here, he feels he's too near Telfer as he plays that.
I think he's taken with a touch wide, hasn't he? I guess that's probably what spared Prutton. Ormrod. And James Beattie's onside. It's in. James Beattie has scored for Southampton, and they lead at Goodison Park. An inquest going on for Everton at the back.
Goal scorer for Southampton, number 9, James Beattie.
Well, you only have to look at this, Martin, and they really get caught on the far side, trying to play offside. Pistone, you cannot do that. I'm sorry, David Weir cannot, as a centre-back, do that unless he's convinced that the right full-back isn't in line with him. Because as soon as he stepped out, Pistone was left, Martin, totally exposed. He can't get across because he's at right back, and this is coming down the other side. Goalkeeper almost gets it, but when you're in form and when you're in luck, as James Beattie is, you get that and it drops in. But just watch, there's David Weir going. He thinks I'm going to play offside. He's not even offside with that, but look how he isolates the full-back. What can he do about that? Now whether Pistone and the way they play should be ahead of him anyway, I don't know. Only he knows that, David Moyes, but I always think that's dangerous when you're a centre-back. You step out against someone like that.
50th goal for Southampton for James Beattie. It's his 17th in the Premiership this season. Unsworth can't get it through, looking for Lee Tier. Good intervention by Oakley. Gemmell. Good touch by McBride. And McBride involved again. Now, Radzinski was setting himself to shoot. Higginbotham certainly made contact with the Everton striker.
I thought not. I looked at the bench immediately. You always look at benches, Mark, and David Moyes and Alan Elgin and company didn't move. I thought the referee got that one.
The referee has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes time.
2 added minutes, we're into that.
2 minutes.
Lee Tier. Weir. It's Radzinski's little ball forward and comes off Higginbotham's head. It was his attempted piece of defending here that was called into question.
I think he pulls the trigger here and they certainly catches him, but you know, I don't think that's a penalty, Mark.
Oakley. They depend heavily on James Beattie, do Southampton. He hasn't failed them here after a sticky opening half an hour away from home for the Saints, but he struck. Everton's defending was poor on the goal. They've got to try and make up for that in the second half. Thumbs up from referee Ellery. Andy, are you surprised that Everton have stuck with the same 11?
I think they might have been tempted, Mark, and I think although Brian McBride's done a pretty good job getting his 4 goals and 5 league starts for Everton, he's been quiet this half, or certainly he was quiet first half, and with Kevin Campbell fit and ready, that might have been an option. It must have been tempting for David.
What?
But what will dictate if and when strikers are changed or front men come on, Mark, will be how well Everton do from now on. If they get back in the game quickly, David can then resist the temptation of changing it. If they don't, then each minute that goes by at 1-0 to Southampton, then the temptation to bring one or both on is there for the manager.
Unsworth. Radzinski. Done well against Telfer. Oh, it struck Telfer. That's the way the referee's seen it. Not the other way around. Not hand to ball. It's a corner, not a penalty.
Well, I agree with you and the referee. He's trying to pull his hand out the way, Paul Telfer. For no more than 2 or 3 yards, you can't give a penalty.
Oh, now Radzinski got the better of Michael Svensson. Really one-on-one with Niemi.
Well, 2 chances because of poor defending by centre-backs, Mark. That's awful defending from Svensson. I have no idea what was in the defender's mind. But whereas Beattie did finish his chance off, Radzinski made a really poor effort at his. It was there, Mark, it was bouncing. You know, the height was easy to get on it. He just made a mess of it. Thomas Radzinski, he's been the main threat. But really poor defending of an ordinary ball by Michael Svensson. I mean, that's a bread and butter ball. Go and head it. Now, I don't know what he's thinking about here. No idea whatever. But you can see the bounces there. Not a difficult task just to get a bit of height on it.
Radzinski. He's turned Michael Svensson. McBride can't get there. Naismith did. Fine save by Niemi.
Well, Radzinski's pace has caused him all sorts of problems. Svensson and Lundic Man were so controlled and comfortable in the first half. They're all over the place second half. This is a lovely strike. Arrives very quickly. It's a great save. It's instinctive. It is there at a good height for Niemi. Now this has been a good buy for Gordon Strachan and to Niemi.
Touch from Beattie. Another corner.
That's a lovely save. Look at that. He leaves him. He's aware. Just pulls the trigger. It's a lovely strike, but super save.
Now Southampton try and find a way out, and put a runner through the middle. Fernandez on the ball. David Trotton is in the centre, and coming in back post is James Beattie with a great volley, matched by Richard Wright's save.
That's great football, isn't it? What's happened to this game? It's brilliant. It's suddenly come to life. Everton are absolutely hammering away at the door. And then every now and again, Southampton put a little break in of their own.
Telfer. Here's Ormrod.
Chance. Well, which one do we take first? Let's take that man, because this is a wonderful ball from Fernandez. He looks up, he picks him out superbly well. He steadies himself, does everything right. Great technique, stood big, Richard Wright, and made the save.
I like his mentor, Alan Shearer. James Beattie, a great volleyer. Anyway, Fernandez, who set up that chance, now takes the corner for Southampton. Right, went for it. Off the line from Beattie's header.
That was a fabulous corner in from Fernandez with that left foot of his.
Watson. Some useful work from Campbell.
Well, that's a sensible substitution. People might be asking why no Wayne Rooney, but I'm not so sure Rooney and Radzinski go together, Mark. And I think David Moyes probably feels the same. And I think Campbell and Radzinski is a much better partnership. Radzinski's pace has already troubled him. If there's going to be another change, then I don't get a goal. And it might be a midfield player. We can always play Rooney, Radzinski and Campbell if he wanted to chase a goal.
Another in-swinging corner. Everton might look for the same again.
Yeah, Everton's quality's been good, Mark. Some set plays. They put most of them on the money. They've really asked the question, and there were plenty of blue shirts going in after it. Like that.
Scrambled away. It was just held back by Radzinski. It might have sneaked in at the near post, but Southampton...
Well, Niemi gets a bit of it at the end. I'm not sure we got a bit of help on the far post though as well. No, he did it on his own. No purchase on it, Radzinski. It's instinctive.
Southampton a bit slack in dealing with the throw. Radzinski! Oh. Veered away from Niemi. Thumped against the post. They're getting closer and closer, Everton.
Well, top marks to the ball boys and Steve Watson for reacting so quickly. Look how they've caught Southampton all over the place. He's unlucky again, Radzinski. Just a little bit of bend, you know, Martin, away from goal. Just cuts across it slightly. You can see it turning away from goal. And that takes it to the outside of the post rather than the inside.
Unsworth, Gravison. Rooney leading the charge for Everton once more. Radzinski! Made by Rooney, scored by Radzinski. 7 minutes to go, 1-1.
Oh, you can't say it hasn't been deserved. You can't say it hasn't been coming. I said Jason Dodd would be brought on, bucked it up, but he gives Wayne Rooney far too much time here, Mark. I think he's worried about getting beaten by the young boy, but he stands off him, stands off him, stands off him. You cannot do that. Rooney provides, in all honesty, an absolute peach of a cross. And the main threat all day, who's been Radzinski, well, that's a great header. 6 yards out, get it away from the goalkeeper, you must score.
Surely. Southampton get the throw.
I don't understand that, you see. I know that, you know, in general play map, you've got a corner. You really have got a chance to stick it in there, maybe nick a goal. And you don't do it.
Well, the worry is, of course, the goalkeeper switches it upfield so quickly if a corner plops into Wright's hands. They've got it forward by the goalkeeper, via Gravison to Thomas Radzinski. What a way to win a Premiership football match. A glorious goal, deep into Stoffenstein for David Moyes, for Everton, supplied by Thomas Radzinski with a rocket.
Well, that's a classic example, a team that wanted to hang on against a team that wanted to win it. It's as simple as that, Mark. They refused the opportunity to try and win the game, Southampton. And I think by doing so, they've lost it. What a strike. Will people ask questions about Anthony Amy? I think not. This is an absolute rocket. It is postage stamp. Look at that. Fly past the goalkeeper. And who can deny that Everton haven't deserved this? on an absolutely superb second-half performance.
Well, they've seen some comebacks here this season to win matches that seem to be beyond them, but surely not one better than this.
51 seconds.
Thomas Radzinski is the Everton hero. In dramatic fashion, it is another step towards Europe for Everton in a game that seemed as though it would be a step to nowhere. They were 1-0 down to James Beattie for so long. Then Rooney supplied the first with a tremendous cross, and Radzinski rocketed in the winner. Everton 2, Southampton 1.
Fantastic stuff, Thomas. Is there any better feeling than for a striker to win a game like that?
Well, I don't think so. Not today. Today it's been the top, and especially with a goal like this in the last minute, it's amazing.
Were you starting to worry it wasn't going to be your day because you had an easy chance early in the second half, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a little bit frustrating, you know, because we started the second half really well, and I missed a couple of chances, and you know, it's kept going on, and we couldn't make the goal. But finally, you know, first header of the season, it's great.
As it was grinding on, did you feel this just isn't going to be our day? We're going to be unlucky again against Southampton?
I thought that was definitely going to be the case. You know, I thought down there we were unfortunate the way the game went down there. Wish I got something else from the game. Today, you know, Gordon will be gutted that he didn't get something from a game where, you know, you're into the last minute. I think they have a corner kick and we end up getting up the park and scoring from it. So they're the sort of things as a manager that drives you mad, and you know, they'll be disappointed. But from our point of view, we've lost a few goals at the end of games, so it's nice to get one.
No, really so excited that the way it's ended up, because, you know, we deserved it. You know, there's no question we deserved it, and you just think, oh, here we go again. It's not going to be our day or maybe our chance, but the boys kept going and they were great. They really were. You know, I don't know how many opportunities we created, and we got our rewards.
It's always a really nice feeling scoring in the last minute and getting the winner. You know, I think against Man City it was almost the same, but we only got a point. Today it's all 3, and it's just brilliant.
2 wins out of 3 kept the Blues nicely positioned in 5th, and hopes were high as February drew to a close.